So, chapter 212 of Blue Lock finally released, and as most of us predicted beforehand, it is an insane chapter indeed. And I can't wait to discuss it with you all, so let's get into it. Obviously, this video contains spoilers for chapter 212 of Blue Lock, so if you do not want to be spoiled and you found yourself here by some other chance, I would highly recommend that you click away so that you don't get spoiled. Now, with that said, stick around till the end because we will be going over the fine print since we did get the official English translations for this chapter. And using all that evidence, we're going to try to figure out what's going to happen in the next chapter, as well as you get to see me make some crazy predictions at the end of the video. So if you like stuff like that, please stick around for that. Now, the chapter starts off with Baro nearly having an aneurysm because Isagi just stole the ball from him. Isagi notes that his own physique has improved enough that his body can keep up with his metavision, which is crazy because now we finally get to see the potential Isagi has to manifest destruction on the field instead of just in his head. Isagi reveals that his plan from the get-go was to steal and score off the counterattack. This makes sense because currently, Lorenzo, who's the main threat to all the attackers from Bastard Muchen, is so far up the field and preoccupied with Kaiser that he can't directly reach Isagi or challenge him at the moment. Isagi and Corona link up, and the next sound that we hear is the sound of the Planet Hotline train leaving the station, as both of them proceed to just destroy the Uber's defense. Now, we're going to see a recurring theme in this chapter, and that's the fact that the only real threats to Isagi and Corona during their attack is actually no one from the Ubers, but their own teammates instead. Case in point, threat number 1, Yukimiya, having figured out what Isagi is up to, shows up and tries to steal the ball for himself. But Isagi just uses the old bait and switch to send Yukimiya on a collision course with the Uber's defender Drago. Yukimiya is shocked by how much Isagi has improved, and actually seems to proudly consider Isagi his rival, which honestly, given how much trash talking the two of them did back in the previous match I believe, this is a welcome improvement, and I'm happy to see that both of them are considering each other as healthy rivals at this point. As Isagi continues to make his way up the field, we see that Kaiser is actually tailing him, just in the background, waiting for a chance to strike and get possession of the ball for himself. That being said, any hope he had of taking the ball from Isagi quickly becomes zero as Lorenzo just shows up and decides to send Kaiser straight back to 2020 as he puts his ass on complete lockdown. Okay, now 3 defenders remain, Ryu, Nico, and Aiku. Since Lorenzo is preoccupied with Kaiser, the Ubers actually switch up their defense plan to prioritize actually slowing down the game as opposed to directly trying to go and steal the ball, since this would give Lorenzo more time to make it back to his normal position, and he could personally also try to stop the attack, which makes sense. But once again for the Ubers, nothing goes according to plan, because Isagi and Corona just suddenly speed up and decide to charge right at Nico and Aiku. Nico realizes in horror that both Isagi and Corona knew what the Ubers were trying to do and decided to challenge them to a straight up speed battle. And before either Nico or Aiku could even prepare for the upcoming attack, Isagi just dive bombs between both of them. And Nico is in shock by how good Isagi's footwork has actually gotten. Corona then casually makes an insane clutch pass to Isagi, allowing him to get past the Uber's defense. Seriously, Corona, finally we're getting to see how good this guy is. Put some respect on this man, because just look at how casually he's making all these high level plays and linking up with a meta vision Isagi. Not a normal Isagi, a meta vision Isagi. Seriously, I love this. This is awesome, and I'm really glad Corona's getting his moment to shine. Isagi is now home free to score a goal, which is essentially code in the Neo Egos League for something bad's about to happen. And sure enough, Kaiser's toxic #1 fanboy Ness shows up out of nowhere. Ness has clearly taken Isagi by surprise here, and Ness comments that since Kaiser is occupied with Lorenzo, he is going to personally destroy Isagi by any means necessary. Seriously, Ness, Noel Noah's gonna kill you if he finds you talking like this. Like, this is the absolute opposite of being able to play logically. How the hell did this guy get a job playing for Bastard Muchen? I don't understand. Ness continues to make comments about Isagi, stating that his direct shot is trash since he can only shoot it from his right leg, before actually deciding to shoulder tackle Isagi and throw him off balance so that he can't score a goal. Ness smiles because he thinks it's raps for Isagi at this point, but then Isagi reminds us all why he is the MC of this manga, because he straight up uses Kunigami's lefty shot to score a direct shot with his left damn leg. Okay, what the actual hell? Like, come on, seriously. I'm getting all hyped up again, boys. So, okay. Let's actually do something right now. Everyone watching this video, I need your help for this. Now, to all you demons that predicted that Isagi will score this chapter, please leave a comment down below. And to all you legends who predicted that Isagi will learn Kunigami's lefty shot, leave a comment down below. And finally, all of you gods that predicted both of these events happening, I'm begging you, please leave a comment down below. Now, the only reason I'm asking all you guys to do this is because I personally want to see how many demons, legends, and gods we have in the audience today, and I wanted to see how much of the fan base actually did get this prediction right. And if any of y'all are curious, I'm straight up a commoner because if you watch my chapter 211 review, I predicted 3 things happening this chapter. The first being Isagi not scoring a goal, the second being Isagi and Kaiser having a clash near the goal, and the third being that Aiku actually stops Isagi. Now, that means I'm 3 for 3, maximum marks, centum if we're counting taking L's here. And also, finally, if you're like me and you also love Aiku and Nico's characters and were hoping that they would destroy any offense from Bastard Muchen in the beginning of this game, please leave a comment down below so that we can all get together and pray for our boys here. I still believe in them and I hope that they get to crush some strikers in this game. So I'm just trying to will that into existence at this point. But anyways, the fact remains that Isagi has just scored his first goal in the Neo Egoist League. Anyways, the chapter ends with everyone positively in shock as they realize that Isagi has officially become a certified menace. And Ness in particular is just screaming what the hell to Isagi. Okay guys, deep breaths. We gotta compose ourselves here because we still got a lot to discuss. We have to go over the fine print because we did get an official chapter with official translations, and we need to see if there are any clues here that could help us see where this game is heading. So let's get on with it. Number 1. In this chapter, we get multiple references to the fact that Isagi's physical ability and dribbling have improved significantly. Obviously, this is thanks to the training sessions he did with the emo physique god himself, but the main thing to understand here is that from now on, Isagi has the physical abilities to maximize his meta vision, which means he is officially operating on all cylinders now, and it's only going to get better the more he does work on developing his physique and his own meta vision. Number 2, Kurono's ability to link up with people is an insane skill, because we saw him casually link up with Metavision Isagi in this chapter, and just the ease in which he seems to be able to perform in those situations just speaks to how good of a player this guy actually is. So he is definitely an MVP in this chapter, and he better get a damn good offer after this game. Number 3, the Uber's defense is actually extremely dependent on Lorenzo in terms of strategy. A good example of this is what happened in this chapter. Now, we all know the type of player Aiku is. He prefers to crush people personally, and the fact that him and Nico were trying to slow down the play first instead of trying to steal the ball so that Lorenzo can show up, and the fact that this way of thinking ultimately led to both of them not being prepared to get speed blitzed by Isagi and Corona, just shows how reliant the team is on Lorenzo. And that's not a good thing. I mean, yeah, he is the world's strongest CB, but everyone has to be menaces in their own right on the field if you want to have a winning egoist formula. Now, this could not be true, and maybe this is just the state of things or like a trial formation that the Ubers were running. But the fact is that I don't like how dependent this formation is on Lorenzo. I think Aiku and Nico are both really good defenders in their own right, and I'm sure they would have leveled up. And I get that Isagi is leveled up immensely and he's just showing out at this point, but I do think both of them will be able to stop Isagi at some point in the match, or at least look at Isagi and use that as inspiration to level up. Number 4, by acquiring the lefty shot, Isagi Yoichi has become more of a successful candidate for the wildcard project goal than Kunigami is, because Isagi can now theoretically shoot with both legs, and I still think he can't shoot consistently with his left because simply not enough time has passed for him to master that skill to the maximum extent. Uh, but the fact is that he can shoot with both legs theoretically right now. Isagi also has metavision, and we also know that Noel Noah must have metavision. So these two traits make Isagi actually more closer to Noel Noah than Kunigami is right now. I mean, Kunigami sure has the better physique, and he also has the ability to shoot with both legs, but Kunigami doesn't have metavision, and that is the deciding factor that's tipping Isagi up him right now. And this is hilarious to me in its own way. I mean, think of everything Kunigami had to go to get to this point, only to be showed up by Isagi currently. But I am also aware of the fact that all of Kunigami's character development and feats are directly tied to when he gets to play against Shido again in the PXG game. So I don't expect this dynamic between Isagi and Kunigami to last. I think Kunigami is going to level up insanely during that game. We're going to get to see what happened to him in the wildcard project, and he's just going to turn up out of nowhere and absolutely destroy people. And I personally can't wait to see that. I really like the direction that people took with Kunigami. I like the way their Blue Lock is handling Kunigami's character, and I do think his old persona maybe might come back, but the fact remains that I want to see him just show out and absolutely dominate people with the skills that we all know he has. Number 5, Ness went too far. I mean, he almost succeeded in actively costing his team a goal, and we know that Noel Noah is not going to let this slide at all. Number 6, the next chapter's title is called E4 or Ego is 4. Now, I really don't know what that means. So, anything that I can say regarding what I think it means is just going to be a wild guess at best. Ego is 4 could be the name of another group entirely, or I personally, what I want it to be would be the name of players on the Ubers, particularly Ryu, Nico, Aiku, and Lorenzo, the four of them. So maybe they'll form like a quartet and become like the Egoist Four or something. I hope that happens. I know what I'm saying is like wildly out there and it's probably not gonna happen, but doesn't mean I'm not gonna stop hoping for it to happen. Okay, so having analyzed all of the above, here's what I think is going to happen in the next chapter, which is chapter 213. First immediate thing, Hiyori is going to get subbed in for Ness. There is no way Noel Noah is going to let Ness stay on the field right now. So Hiyori is going to get subbed in, and we are going to see hopefully some great character development for Hiyori for the rest of the game. Number 2, Lorenzo is going to shift his focus to Isagi. The fact that Lorenzo let Isagi just do whatever he wants because he underestimated him at this point and focused solely on blocking Kaiser cost his team. And I think Lorenzo is going to be more aware of Isagi right now. And we might potentially see a one-on-one situation. And I still think Lorenzo is going to win a one-on-one with Isagi. Like, just because Isagi scored this goal right now does not mean by any means that he can beat Lorenzo in a 1v1. I still think Lorenzo is going to take him in a 1v1. Like, we saw Lorenzo destroy Kaiser easily. He just stole the ball from him easily. So, yeah. Number 3, and this is a personal hot take here, but I totally believe Mark Snuffy is going to analyze what just happened and make a proper counter plan to destroy any momentum that Bastard has. Like, the game is going to enter a phase where really it's not going to be easy to score goals and it's just going to maybe like be like kind of a back and forth. Like, I personally really hope that the Ubers by some miracle just accounted for stuff like this to happen and they actually have like a cooler backup strategy, or like, you know, people who are holding back or something, but clearly that's not gonna happen. But still, the fact that Mark Snuffy is there on this team and I have complete faith in him, he's gonna come up with some sort of strategy to turn the tide their way. I just know it. But yeah, that's what I think is gonna happen, and that's essentially it for the chapter review. If you guys like the chapter review, please do feel free to like the video and subscribe. This is a new channel, and this is probably one of the first few videos I've made. So any support I could get would really be appreciated. If you like the stuff I do and want to see more Blue Lock content as well as Jujutsu Kaisen content, please feel free to subscribe to the channel. Also, guys, for all you Jujutsu Kaisen fans out there, and this announcement is going to have some JJK spoilers. So, if you do not read the Jujutsu Kaisen manga and you're not up to date, please click away because my next announcement is going to have some spoilers. Okay, so for all you guys that are caught up with the Jujutsu Kaisen manga and you're waiting for chapter 218 to drop, I have made a video about what I think Sukuna's Maharaga will look like, where I've made my own illustration depicting what I think Maharaga is going to look like, and I'm also going to go through some theories on what I think Maharaga's other abilities or characteristics can be, as well as predictions for the upcoming JJK chapter. So if you're interested in that and you want to check it out, please give that video a watch. Anyways, that's all for the video, guys. Thank you so much to everyone who stuck by till the end. Thank you so much for everyone who decided to click on this video and watch it. All your support means a lot. Do let me know what you thought about the chapter in the comments. I love replying to your comments and reacting to them as well. So feel free to leave a comment down below. Thank you so much for watching and have a great day.